This is a question I still see asked all the time, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it now. Lots of American buyers, the first contact they make with an agent is to say, I need to know the location of this property. If you're not going to tell me, I can't even consider it. Sounds reasonable, right? Well, things just work very differently in France. No listing online will give the location. If you ask the agent straight up, they're probably going to be a bit cagey. So why? Well, I'll tell you. So there can be security issues. There are lots of holiday homes for sale or homes that aren't occupied. Giving out exact locations when the agent doesn't know you or hasn't verified your identity could be problematic. This is how a viewing normally works in France. The agent will probably arrange to meet you near to the house but not at the house and send you a Google Map reference. There'll be introductions and then they might ask to see an ID, but they'll definitely ask you to sign a form called a bon de visite. You fill out your name and address and you sign it. It basically says that the agent introduced you to this property, and if you buy it, you agree to pay their fees. Well, of course, right? Well, that's the issue. In France, lots of properties are not exclusive listings. What does that mean? It means that if someone sees the listing and works out where the property is, they could just knock on the door and buy the property directly with the owner, and the agent wouldn't get paid a fee. Is it making more sense now why the agents might be a bit cagey with the locations? So if it's listed as an exclusive listing, then the agent will just give me the location, right? Well, there's also the concept in France of a semi-exclusive listing. That means that the seller will only work with that one agent, but importantly, it also means they can sell privately. And if they do that, the agent doesn't get their fee. The seller might even have listed the property online themselves at a lower price that doesn't include the agent's fees. You don't see listings marked as semi-exclusive, so you can't really tell from the listing. This doesn't just impact the location though. You might have seen some listings, if you've already been looking, that don't have any photos of the outside of the property. It might have even put you off some of the listings. You might think there are no pictures of the outside because it's really ugly or obviously needs lots of work, or has really close neighbours, or just something that would be really off-putting to show in the listing. Well, maybe, but I'll tell you what the more likely reason is. The agent is trying to hide the exact location. You might be sat in the US thinking it'd be a lot of work for you to find the location from just a picture of the outside, and you'd be right. But it might not be you they're hiding it from, but other agents. When properties are not exclusive listings, another agency can definitely knock on the door and also get the listing. Sometimes the outside of a property can be so distinctive for someone local that they'll know exactly where it is just from one photo of the outside. This one is different though than giving away the location online. The agent will definitely have photos of the outside, and if you email them, they're bound to share them with you. If the agent won't share the location before you visit, then one strategy is you can ask them questions relevant to what you're looking for to help you see if the house could be interesting for you. So for instance, you might want to know the location because you know that you want to be 30 minutes drive from the coast. Well, the agent can tell you that. You might want to know the property is within a 10-minute walk of a boulangerie. Well, the agent can tell you that too. Or you might even want to know the property doesn't have a close neighbour or isn't overlooked. Well, the agent can also tell you that. So there are some strategies to deal with the whole location issue in the online listing. If you found this interesting, maybe learned something new, then check out my free 30-minute webinar. I take you through some real-life case studies based around 7 mistakes not to make when you're buying in France. If you're wondering how you even find a property without the locations, and if they're not where they say they are in the listing, then I've got an online course that will help you. Go from confusion to confidence and learn all the strategies you need to search for your dream home in France. Thanks for listening.